Well, let's dig into this story with Dr. Joanne Orlando, a researcher of digital literacy and digital well-being at Western Sydney University. Thank you so much for being with me, Joanne. How are you doing?
Oh, well, thanks.
Hello. This is a very heavy show, but it seems to have touched a nerve internationally. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's had a lot of views. I think a lot of parents are really worried about the impact that social media is having on children. And we're really aware of this kind of extreme sexist content that's online. And it's mostly targeting, teenage boys and the kinds of actions and messages it's giving them. And it's a real worry. And this series touches right on that. And it's something that a lot of parents don't really know about, but they've kind of just heard about.
The UK wants to screen this series in schools, and you've written about whether parents should watch it with their kids. Tell me more about that. Do you think they should?
Well, I think we have to think about it in a few different ways. First, it's not a documentary, it's a drama. It's there to evoke like really strong emotions in us, which it is absolutely doing. So it's doing its job. But the worry is that, a school will put the show on, get the boys to watch it and maybe the girls and think of it as a solution. When it's actually not. There's a lot of things within this show that can make boys feel like they have become the problem just because they're simply male. So there's this culture that's emerging that's around like, men are sexist, men need to be fixed up. And it's really not the case at all. This is an extreme kind of situation that the series is showing. It's not what most boys are going through. So we really need to be careful about not painting all boys with the same kind of brushstroke that they're all a problem. And we also know that boys tend to have this kind of reluctance to talk about their feelings and share those because there's this idea that they'll feel weak if they do. So we don't want to make that like any worse at all. We don't want to kind of create a bigger problem than we already have.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. A huge part of the show for me was the parents' shock at their son having this other online side. Do you think that parents should be more aware of their children's online activity? And if so, how do they actually do that?
Yeah, well, I've got children too, yes, and I think we all, even children and adults, we all have these things that we're doing online that we don't necessarily talk about. And we've got to think about teenagers. When you're a teenager, there is a side of your life that you're not really going to share with adults. It's kind of part of what adolescence actually is, the stage of adolescence. So I think it's really important that parents just really openly talk about their own social media use, talking to their children about their social media use and just bringing it into the kind of family conversation, not in a judgmental way, like, what are you doing online today? But more just starting that conversation out in the open. And that way, just in that general chit chat that you might have, every few days, you'll really start to get little insights into your child's kind of online activity, the kinds of content they're following, the kinds of influences they're following. And you just have a little bit more control as a parent and know the kinds of things to talk to your children about.
That makes sense. I also thought it was really brave how the show fully named certain real-life influencers who are known for promoting extremist views. Should tech companies be doing more to stop youngsters being influenced by these controversial figures?
Absolutely, 100% they should be. So tech companies, we know the algorithms of what controls what we actually see in a feed. So what a young 14-year-old boy might see in his feed is directly controlled by the algorithms that are directly controlled by the social media companies. So we know that they can shape what goes into our feed, but what they're shaping is really extreme kind of content. And why? Because they know they get a reaction out of it. And if someone gets a reaction out of you, share it or like it or comment on it. So it's that engagement that they're after. So unfortunately, that's what's controlling what young people and us as well see in our feed. So I really do think that social media companies should be more held accountable to the kind of content that they're delivering to young people.
And meanwhile, obviously, adolescence is a drama, as you mentioned earlier, but this is having real life impact. What else do you hope will change as a result of the entire world apparently watching this one show?
Yeah, like the good side of it is it's got a whole lot of us all talking about this kind of content that young people are seeing, but in particular, boys are seeing. So one of the good things about this show, it's not a documentary. It's not necessarily real life, but it actually can open up some pretty good conversations. So parents ask me, should I watch it with my child? Should I not watch it? What should I do? And I think if you do want to watch it with your child, and I don't think it's necessarily mandatory to do that, but use it as a way of starting conversations that you actually mightn't have had with your child before. Like, their views on what masculinity is or femininity is, the kinds of content that they're seeing in their feed that's actually shaping how they're thinking about the world. And I think with this series, we definitely see some voices like the boy and, the content, but there's a lot of voices that are missing from that series as well.
Yes.
Talking about whose views aren't you hearing? Why not? Why haven't they included those views? So really starting to unpack the series and really seeing what's relevant, what's happening in the child's world that they might be experiencing, and getting them to kind of critically unpack it and think about it and talk about it with you. That's a really powerful conversation.
Yeah, that's deep. I mean, you actually just raised a very clear point for me there. I was like, where is the girl's family? Where is the perspective of the girl and everything, like the impact that had? Interesting points. Joanne Orlando, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks.